fun. So come join us. And now I'd like to pass it off to Mandy Meyer from Red Wine and Blue. And we are delighted that you are here to share with us about Project 2025. Go ahead, Mandy.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I'm really excited about Susan's energy. I hope that we're all feeling that. I threw into the chat that, and plus, I love what Mallory McMurrow just had to say, because that is what I'm here to talk to you about, is us talking to our friends and families and neighbors, because that is how we will win. So I'm going to share two things today pretty quickly. Usually this would be like a longer conversation, but I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version as well as my contact information so that you can get in touch with me if you need help. But Red Wine and Blue does relational organizing, which is the magical art of talking to our friends and families and neighbors. And we have a Project 2025 toolkit. So I want to share that first because I have ways for you to share that with your friends and family. And I'm going to see if I have okay, 1 second. I'm going to get on the correct screen that I want to share, which looks like this. And I'm going to share this. Okay. I'm going to put the link to what I'm sharing into the chat right now, so you can all get to this page yourselves. And I'm going to share this. So this is this is Red Wine and Blue's Project 2025 page on our website, which is redwine.blue/Project 2025. So pretty easy to find. But what I want to highlight is, as you scroll down on this page, you will find our toolkit. We have an explainer. We also have the toolkit. The toolkit has everything. And I also want to encourage people. So I'm going to download it. There's my information. I'm going to hit submit, and it's going to let me download the toolkit. The toolkit looks like a 1-pager, but I want to make sure that I'm highlighting that all of these are links to other resources. So we've got our 5-page explainer. That's really helpful. That's where I would suggest that you start, is just really open that document, print it out if you want, share it with people. But also read that. That is a good place to get started on what Project 2025 is. We also have an entire slideshow that I could do that takes more than 5 minutes, but you can check out the slideshow and you can actually share that with your friends and family as well if you want help explaining this. I'll just link to it. It looks like that. Lots of beautiful slides, talks about the 4 pillars and the goals of Project 2025. Oops, let me go back to the toolkit. We also have, I encourage you to also go back to this page and continue to download the toolkit in the future, because I did another presentation this week and there's a brand new handout that's specifically about the economic impact on families. And I know that our team, we have an entire comms team, they're continuing to develop additional 1-pagers about new topics. And so when they do, they go right into this toolkit. So you just find this 1-pager and you'll have it all right at your fingertips. The other thing I want to share is one of the great ways we can influence our friends is through social media. And this page will bring you to all kinds of fun people like Elizabeth Warren and other people who are friends of Red Wine and Blue. But the post is already ready and made. So if you want this video and you want to share it, you just go to whichever social media place you want to share it to, and it will make that very easy for you to do that. So that is the toolkit. That's the very quick version of the toolkit. The other thing that I want to share, it actually even includes a guide if you want to host a gathering at your house about Project 2025. There's even a run of show of how to have an event. The other thing that I want to share is this slideshow. Is the screen showing? a different slideshow, or is it still on the Project 2025 page? Do we
No,
now?
it says let's rally.
Perfect. Good. That's what we want it to say. Let's rally in Michigan. So the thing that I most want to talk to you about is Red, Wine, and Blue's tool, which is called Rally, which is what we use for relational organizing. It is very easy to use. And I want to talk to you just real quickly. Like we've already talked about, that relational organizing is friend-to-friend organizing. You can use this tool on your phone or on your computer, whichever way is most helpful. And as we just heard from Mallory McMorrow, and also common sense tells us, the messenger matters. Do you trust a random stranger who sent you a postcard and make your decisions about who you will vote for around that? Probably less than if your mom or your aunt or your daughter calls you and says, hey, this is what's at stake this year. So if you want, also there's some statistics about why that's true. But again, moving quickly through this, and these are the national, Red, Wine, and Blue is a national organization. These are the national statistics, but I just want to share real quickly. So for Michigan, it's actually 10.4%. We did independent testing after the 2022 election to really see, like, did what we did in 22 actually work? Yeah, it worked really well. We increased among the people who signed up to use Rally, among their contacts that they talked to, their friends and family, we increased 10.4% turnout, which is unheard of in the political world. Also among the people themselves who were voting, and we were able to cut through partisan lines and reach more voters that way. And I also want to talk about who we're trying to reach. That is our like-minded friends. Obviously, we want to make sure we just turn them out, make sure they know everything that they need to know. We've got a lot of, like, this November ballot is going to have a lot on it. We also want to help our like-minded friends who are not as politically savvy as us and help them know you got to do things like flip the ballot over, because there's going to be a lot to vote on. And so those are things that people may not even think about or realize. We also want to talk to our moderate, non-political friends. These people aren't really paying much attention, but they know that you know what's up in the land of politics, and they will listen to you. The people who we're not going to waste our precious breath on are the people who are super far right-wing believers. We're not going to reach them. And we're going to go back to talking to our like-minded friends and our moderate friends, because those are the people who we can actually influence. The things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Project 2025 and make sure that people really understand what that means and includes. And that toolkit will tell you a lot more about it. And basically, Project 2025, in a nutshell, is a 900-page manifesto of hate and vitriol. And the one thing that it's great for is giving literally everybody something to not like about it. So that's also the beauty of talking to our friends and family. You know what issues are important to them, whether that's their reproductive health care or their LGBTQIA plus rights, the economy, like, you know your people. Project 2025, that is the one thing about it that's great. It just keeps giving. There's something to hate for everybody in there. We also want to talk about our need to elect candidates who support our values. And again, voting up and down the ballot on both sides. This year, we've got state representatives. We had a very narrow margin of majority. We would like to increase that by a couple seats. So we need to turn everybody out for state rep. Supreme Court and school boards are on this year. And also, I want to emphasize that our Red, Wine, and Blue Rally tool is for the whole state. So you can share this with people, not just in like your literal neighbors, but all of your Michigan neighbors. We have a Red, Wine, and Blue voter guide coming out very soon, like hopefully, fingers crossed, the week after next. And it includes red, white, and blue's values that we're concerned about are reproductive rights, ending gun violence, education, and LGBTQIA plus issues. And our voter guide will not include every single seat in the entire state, because that would almost not be possible for us. But it does have, it starts at the top and works its way down, and includes some select locations for farther down the ticket. But that will all be based on those values. So it's basically like, if somebody is an incumbent and they voted poorly on one of those key issues that I just mentioned, they get a different mark than somebody who's either running or is an incumbent and who has voted to support the values that we care about. So that's what you'll find in our voter guide. And using our tool called Rally, which is the last thing I'm going to speak about, is the most important thing. So this is the part where I'm going to ask you to get your phones, and we're going to rally your squad. If you are not already using Rally, I'm going to ask you to sign up. And this is how you're going to do that. You can use this QR code and scan that with your phone, and that will take you to the site. Or you can text the word Rally to 59868. And I'll also put the website in the chat in a minute when I'm not sharing the screen. But I just want to give everybody a minute to get that QR code. So I'm looking at all the little things. I would like to see some more phones popping up to scan that. I see some people's phones. Also, I want to share that right at this moment, we currently have 899 people in Michigan using our tool. So I'd like to see us go well over 900 after this call. But this is the most effective way that we win. It layers in with all those things that you just mentioned about Rep. Kaufia's seat, door knocking and texting, but this is the most impactful layer of what we can do. I'm also going to stop sharing for a second so that I can share my business card. Maybe. Nope, I'm going to put my information in the chat because I know I'm probably well over my 5-ish minutes. So that was Project 2025 in a very, not really brief nutshell of our toolkit. It's hard to hit 900 pages of hatred in under 5 minutes. And that is how we win with red, wine, and blue. And I appreciate your time and letting me come visit you this morning. And I'm really excited about all of your energy. I'm going to put a bunch of links in the chat, and stay with you. If you can message me on the side if you have questions about getting in. So thank you.
So Mandy, thank you so much for being here this morning.